Hello my friends, it's Miss Mo from Miss Mo's Vegan Kitchen. I am back to prepare the carrots for glazed carrots. So now we have them all peeled and we're just going to chop them up. I like to kind of do it on a fancy, this is called something, but yeah, don't ask me what. I learned all the terms in school, but like, you know, on the diagonal, on the bias maybe. I don't know, on the something. On the angle. So I'm gonna try not to make too much noise with my knife, but the way that I'm sitting is really, really annoying to try and cut when they're so up high from you. Oh, I just got this knife sharpened. It's so sharp, like, sheesh. So we get them done from this gentleman named Jordan Tam. Hi, Jordan. We have traded a few times. And he's awesome. He let me use his oven thermometers. I think I told you about that. I'm not even sure at this moment. But he drove them here and I gave him some cookies as an exchange. How cool is that? Because I was explaining that my cookies aren't crinkling properly. So he was like, oh, you just need an oven thermometer. Okay, so he brought it over. How cool is that? And I don't know how much exactly it costs to do a single knife because we did a whole roll of knives and it was $100. I think it's like $2 an inch, I want to say, or $2.50 an inch. So this is the Japanese blade, and I think this might be a little bit more because maybe it's a little bit more complicated. But look at how smooth it is. It's so nice. After you've had a dull knife and you get a sharpened knife, oh my gosh, the difference is like seriously amazing. And we actually do have knife gloves. Should have worn one, especially because I'm now chopping instead of just like doing the ends. The ends, at least your fingers are far away, but when you're doing this kind of chopping, you should go a little bit closer. Tuck your fingers, tuck your fingers. Hi, Chef Sarah, my teacher from George Brown. And Veronica Wang also goes to George Brown Culinary, but I think she's in full-time program, but she's only doing one course right now. So I think she's one day at a time. One day at a time, sweet Jesus. And tomorrow, I love that song. Oh my gosh, I just sang for you. What is this world coming to? Okay, fun fact. I love singing. Love it, love it, love it. Used to be in the choir when I went to school. I went to Corpus Christi School for grade school, and then I went on to Notre Dame, and then I went on to Monarch Park and quit when I was only 16 to work. But in grade school, I was in the choir from early, like grade 2, I want to say, right up until grade 8. And I loved it. Our teacher's name was Mrs. Atwell. She was the best. And in 1984, I want to say, might have to look it up to make sure I'm right, I was chosen as one of the people to sing for the Pope in his choir when he came to, where was he? Oh, what's the name of the place? Don Mills Park? Something like that. That was a long time ago, so obviously I don't remember. But it was such an experience. Wow. We got a lot of stuff because it had to be, everybody had to be the same way, like you had to look the same way. So we got like yellow scarves, white shirts, black pants, a pass to go around your neck, and a hat, well, a visor. We had to have our hair a certain way. We had to have proper shoes. It was a big deal. And oh yeah, Downsview Park. That's what it was, Downsview Park. So all I remember, don't remember too much of it, but I remember going, and I also have the stuff somewhere in one of my scrapbooks. It was really intense training and practicing, and wow. Charlie, stop it. All I remember is that we got onto a huge coach bus and went to the park, and we had numbers to where we were supposed to sit. And I think there was only, we went to St. Joseph's to get on the bus at St. Joseph's, which is not far from us. And I think there was only a handful from my school. And then there was more from St. Joseph's, and then other schools also, their students who were chosen came to meet there as well. That was a big thing in my life. I really, really enjoyed being in the choir. So I was actually thinking of joining again. I would have to train my voice again because it's not been trained for 35 years. So I would definitely have to start all over again and fresh. But that's okay because I sing to myself all the time. And I love it. Do you like singing? It's so therapeutic if you do something that you enjoy. It doesn't matter if it's bad. It doesn't matter if it's good. It just matters that you're doing it. So if you like cooking, don't worry about it if you're bad. Who cares? I mean, there are thousands of tutorials, as I've mentioned. On here, there's Pinterest. There's just the World Wide Web where you can type up anything that you want to make and you will find a recipe for it. Doesn't have to be vegan. It just has to exist. And somebody out there will have put up a link somewhere, some way, so that you can get that recipe for free. You can also go to the library and you can borrow cookbooks. We have something here called the Little Free Library. I think they're around the world too, right? So you can go onto their website and see where the closest one to you is. And everything in there is free. It's not just cookbooks. It's any kind of books. Another amazing zero waste movement moment. Libraries are fantastic. They're free here. Pretty sure that if it's a public library, it would be free everywhere. And you go, you get a book for like 3 weeks. You can renew it if you want to, if you're not finished with it. Oops. And they have computers, they have workshops, they have seniors stuff like movies and seminars. They have baby and mummy movement times. They have, oh my gosh, writing workshops, calligraphy workshops. Sometimes they have things on healthy eating because the doctors, nutritionists, all that will want to do workshops for the community, and it's a perfect space to do it. Sorry for the noise on the blade. And that's another thing that you can look for in your community itself, not just through the library. There goes the shaking camera. I'm really sorry. So basically, you just got to look it up. For us, we have toronto.ca, where you can basically go on there and in the search bar, just look up free workshops. There are an abundance of them. It is so wild. Then there are obviously ones that you can pay for that are more specialized if that's what you're into. So for cooking, I know of the Depanneur, which is downtown, actually in the far west end, where they have specialized workshops, all kinds, like so many chefs get involved there. Big time chefs, small time chefs, lots of workshops. And it's a community kitchen that you can rent and do them yourself if you want to. Teach them, take them, whatever the case may be. Okay, I'm going to move my cutting board in my box, and no, maybe I won't. I'll just move the cutting board. Oh, gosh. And I'm going to, there's my carrots. So I'm going to put them in this big old bowl now. It's like a, what is that called? Tibetan singing bowl. Okay. We've got our carrots. Now we are going to put some salt and pepper. I don't know how to, there, I'll just hold it like that, I guess. I was going to say, I don't know how to show you what I'm doing. Because pepper up the nose. Excuse me. Woo. Some salt. Maple syrup. I think it might be, no, it's fine. Maple syrup. So this you can put on later or now, it doesn't matter. Some people like to put on the brown sugar now and then put on the maple syrup about 10 minutes before everything is done so that it doesn't give too much of a glaze, but we happen to love the glaze that it makes. So no measurement, just drizzle. Drizzle, drizzle. Do you like singing? I think I asked that, right? Okay, we have... Oh, I didn't do the onions and garlic. Okay, well, I will have to bring the cutting board back up. Which, by the way, is insanely heavy. Some brown sugar. All right. So I'll put the bowl back over here. Grab my cutting board. If I can lift it with one hand. Oi! There we go. All right, we have an onion. If you want to leave the root on so that it's easier to cut it, by all means go ahead. It doesn't faze me, so I don't bother. Especially when you have a sharp knife like this. No, it doesn't matter. And I'm doing kind of chunks, like around the same size as the carrot. I only bother leaving the root on if I'm doing small dices, so it doesn't move. So if you like singing, do you like going to karaoke? I have my bag here in case you need, so I can put all my stuff in my stock. Maybe I'll show you how I do that too. Oh, we can have a full day of all of my cooking stuffs. Because Kevin's not coming until like dinner time. And we're supposed to make elotes. Elote. So what I wrote on that calendar, I might just make it for my lunch. Okay, just big old chunks. Toss them in with the onions. Toss them in with the onions. Toss them in with the carrots. As for, oh, excuse me, the garlic. Did I bring my water? Yes. Tip for not making your eyes cry with onions. Very sharp knife, for one. For two, put them in the freezer for about 10-15 minutes. Really helps. Keeping the root on also helps. Got some garlic. So for this, I love garlic. You know that. I am going to put, how many cloves? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll do 6. And I don't like, you should never, never drag the blade of your knife along your cutting board. It ruins the blade. The tip can get cuts and nicks in it. And it damages your board as well. So you should get yourself a scooping thing. I wish I could remember what it's called. We have several of them. I will show you on the next video. We have plastic ones. We have metal ones. And they're fantastic. I think I packed them away in my chef kit. One time I might give you a chef kit tour. Is that something that you're interested in? I don't know why you would be, but why not? I can show you what we bring to chef school. And then when we go into our next cooking course, not sure which it's going to be yet. We haven't signed up. So we have to do 4 more to get our certificate for the vegetarian course. And we have Indian, baking, veg 2, and Italian, I think, left. So that'll be fun to do. Vegan and gluten-free. Apparently the Indian course, he does things as he does them. He will not make any substitutions, where we were lucky enough that in the other class, our teacher sometimes made substitutions where she could, so that we could try everything. If not, it doesn't matter. I mean, we make it for ourselves, right? Take home. So we would just take the ingredients that she gave us and then substitute all of our own stuff to make it vegan and gluten-free. That's kind of cool. So I do like to leave them whole, but because this, I find that that's better when you're doing roasted potatoes. So I'm just going to cut them in 4. So just 4 pieces, like so. Quarters. I gotta watch that blade. Da-dum. Throw them in the bowl. And then we're going to toss everything together. And then you cook it in the oven at 325. You can even go a little bit lower because then they really nicely cook. The smaller ones I'm just going to cut in half. And you cook it for about 45 minutes, the same as the other stuff. And you do 15 minutes stir, 15 minutes stir. That'll last 15 minutes. And if you want to add a little bit more maple syrup for a better glaze, by all means, go for it. So now we are just going to toss this stuff up. It's hard for me to do it that way, sorry. Move it all around, mix it up, make sure everything is coated evenly with the brown sugar, the salt and pepper, the maple syrup. You can also add pumpkin spice in there. It's so good. Now that I said that, I think I want to. So I'm going to grab that too before I put it in the oven. And that's it, my friends. There's that. So now I have a parchment paper lined cookie sheet. You are going to toss it on there. Don't overcrowd it, just like the other stuff. Because then it steams instead of roasts. And you won't get a nice brown outer crispiness on it. It'll go kind of soppy and wet. You don't want that. You want them to be nice and roasted. The more room in between, the better, obviously. Even this is kind of crowded, but it's okay. And then the other ones, I'll just put on another cookie sheet, bake it in the oven, and I will take a picture, I guess, when it's done. Or maybe I'll do a video of me eating it. I hope you enjoyed this, my friends. Thank you for watching. You're awesome. I love you. Keep smiling. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and click the notification bell.